Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy. And this is my second time voicing this video because I thought I lost the entire first part of the mixed media, and then I ended up finding it after I already voiced the video without it. So here we go. I am starting out with this peach paper, and I'm going to do some mixed media on it. So I pulled out my Dilutions paint in Vibrant Turquoise. Pardon me. And then I'm stirring it up, and then I'm going to add a little bit of it to this plastic bag. And if you know me, you know I don't really like my hands dirty, so plastic bag works great because I can put my hand inside of it. And that's exactly what I'll end up doing here in just a moment. So I am going for a vertical line down, not really the center. I'm a little off center, and that is because of the placement of my photos, which you saw at the beginning there. I had my photos down, and I just drew a line with my pencil as to where it should go. And now I am adding a little bit of Dina Wakley Media Gloss Spray in turquoise right over the top. And I'm not even really waiting for it to completely dry. And I'm adding a little bit of the Uncharted Mariner Distress, not Oxide, the regular Distress Spray, not the Oxide, right over the top to give some depth of color. So I'm going for some highs and some lows in that turquoise, and so the Uncharted Mariner is giving me the darker colors, and the turquoise from the Media Gloss is giving me the lighter colors, and the paint is kind of somewhere in between. And now I'm just sprinkling a little bit of Apricot Media Gloss Spray right over the top, and a little bit of Tender Peach Sparkle Spray from Nuvo, and some Marine Mist Sparkle Spray, also from Nuvo. Just sprinkling it right over the top, and a little bit more of the Uncharted Mariner Distress Spray. I am liking the way it's looking. A lot of that's actually going to get covered up, you guys, so don't be surprised. Now I'm adding a little bit of Uncharted Mariner Oxide Ink, and I'm just stamping it on with a stamp from the gorgeous Grunge stamp set from Stampin' Up. And I've had these stamps, well, these stamps are new to me, but I bought them on eBay because I had to have them after I saw MK used them for something. And I really wanted the line one, which is the one I was just using. And then I'm adding some more dots using a Bow Bunny Terrific Textures stamp. Again, I'm going to put links to everything down below so that you can easily find them in case that is something that you are interested in purchasing. So there are my photos, and that's why I'm a little bit off center, is because I've got more photos on the right hand side than I do the left hand side, and I want the mixed media to go right down the middle of the two groupings. Now I am fussy cutting out some of these rub-ons, and I'm going to use them on this page. I did this page earlier in the week, and I kind of did my layouts out of order this week. So I don't have nearly as many of those rub-ons left as it looks like, even though it's like Saturday and now I have like a whole package of them. This was actually one of the first layouts that I did. So I'm going to go ahead and rub some of these layouts at the top and the bottom of this line. The center doesn't matter so much because it's all going to get covered up by those photos, but I want this stuff to peek out, and I didn't want there to be blank space in the middle. So of course you continue on with your mixed media, but I don't think it matters that there's a rub on there. So I'm going pretty slow, making sure that it's staying on, because I wasn't entirely sure how they would adhere to the mixed media. So I was just going really slow to release them, because if it doesn't stick to your surface, you can always just put it back down and rub it again. So I was kind of checking that as I went to make sure that all of the image stays where it's supposed to stay. So I'm liking how that's looking. And then I'm going to use this orange branding strip, or it's kind of a persimmon color. um, branding strip, and I'm going to use that right down the center on top of that mixed media, and I like how that looks as well. I am just trying to get it lined up so that there is an equal distance on the outer edges of the photos. So I don't want things to be, you know, kind of left justified or right justified. I want them equally spaced from the outside. So that's where I was kind of figuring that out as I went. In the laser cut die pack, there are these pieces that look like ribbon or texture, or oh my goodness, not texture. Well, they do add texture. It looks like a textile basically, or a ribbon. And so it's just paper. I am using that. There were I think 3 of them. There's like or maybe 4. Yeah, there's a green, a darker teal, and a kind of coral color. So now I'm going all the way around the outside edge of the entire layout, doing almost the exact same thing that I did for the mixed media down the center. Only I am using my brush to apply it because I have a lot more control over my brush than I do a plastic baggie. I only want it coming in from the edges. I don't want it to come in very far. I don't want it to look really even. I want it to look kind of messy. And I don't want there to be a lot of brush marks, really. I want it to kind of, I don't know, look a little haphazard. And so I'm going to let that dry. And then over the top of that, I'm going to use the same stamps, and I'm going to use the Distress Oxide Ink in Uncharted Mariner. And I think I used some of the black as well. Let's see here. I'm going to use the Uncharted Mariner first, and I'm using the same line stamp that I used. Oh, look at that. I didn't use Uncharted Mariner. I used the Black Soot Distress ink instead of the archival ink. And it didn't really matter what ink I use all the way around the outside as far as the black goes, because I'm not really adding anything liquid over the top. But with the center, I wasn't sure if I was going to add more liquid over the top, so the archival ink works best because it's not going to smudge. And then I took the same polka dot stamp that I had from Bo Bunny, and it kind of looks like I'm still using the same stamp set, but I had them mounted on my acrylic block back to back. So using the same Bo Bunny stamp and the same mixed media stamp from the Gorgeous Grunge collection from Stampin' Up, and I'm just going around the outside and putting those images, just touching them on top of that turquoise. I don't really want them coming in much further than that. And then since I can't really control splatter, I am just going around the outside and I'm just dabbing some of the turquoise, some of the Tender Peach sparkle spray, and the turquoise was the Media Gloss spray. And then I'm going to use some of the Marine Mist spray as well. And I will use some of the Apricot Media Gloss spray all the way around the outside, just to kind of bring in all of those same colors. And it actually looks really cool. It kind of looks like there is maybe some glitter or something like that mixed in with the turquoise because of that sparkle spray. And you can see how beautiful the sparkle spray is. It just like totally shimmers when the camera picks it up in the light. All of these products, again, are going to be listed down below for you. They are affiliate links, so if you do use them, I do get a little bit of money back, and I do appreciate that if you choose to use them. If you don't, it's no problem, so don't worry about that either. But if you do, I thank you for doing that. It does mean a lot to me. Helps me out just a bit. So I'm going to try and make sure everything is dry. I'm trying to heat set the sparkle spray because otherwise the sparkle spray tends to come off on your hands, and it takes a long time to dry. I have added some liquid glue to my sparkle spray so that it does not come off on your hands. And by liquid glue, I just mean you can use Elmer's, you can use tacky glue, you can use whatever kind of liquid craft glue you want. but it just helps that sparkle to stay on the page and not on your hands. The acrylic piece that says the heart details, that is from Colorcast Designs, and I'm going to use that as my title piece. I'm keeping the embellishments super simple on this layout, and my journaling will go just below those embellishments, or below the title. And then the photos, in case you're wondering what those are of, they are part of the display at the Milwaukee Museum of Art when we went and saw the display for Jules Cheret. And I don't know that I'm saying that correctly, but he was the artist for the Moulin Rouge poster. Again, that's the original Moulin Rouge cabaret, not the movie. And so late 1800s. And the displays here, as you walked past them, they had these kind of scenes from that era on the walls, and then they had some cameras that would trigger the sound to start when somebody walked into that area, and the sound would be varying noises from the scenes on the walls. So in one area it's like a train or train station, and you hear the train chugging, you hear the tracks, you hear the conductor calling and all of that kind of stuff. In one area it sounded like there was a newspaper calling and people walking on the street, and you could hear the clip clop of horses' feet and that kind of thing. So it was really a cool display, and really neat how it wasn't just a visual display. They tried to pick up, you know, more of like an audio display as well, just to trigger more of your senses. And I thought that was really cool to make it a little more immersive. So I definitely wanted to capture that on in my album. The photo on the bottom left is me sitting on a round kind of bench deal, and I'm sure it has a name in furniture, but I have no idea what that would be. And then you can see the display of the posters behind me, at least 4 of them there. But they were really cool, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was neat kind of seeing all of that stuff. We didn't really know what we were going to do when we got there. I mean, when we got to Wisconsin, we didn't really have firm plans set with my friend and my husband's cousin. So this was kind of like a spur of the moment, well, a night before kind of a deal, like, hey, why don't we go and do this tomorrow? My husband wanted to see the outside of the museum, and I was like, hey, they've got this exhibit going on, let's check that out. And so that is kind of how that worked out. I really enjoyed it, and it was definitely worth the time to make the little trip from the town that he lives in, or that they live in, down to Milwaukee. So that green ticket up at the top there, I just added a little foam to the top of that, and just to give it a little added dimension. I've already got some dimension in the bottom left corner with the acrylic piece there. I'm using some Zotz Mini or Zotz Bling to attach the acrylic piece to my layout. I did pull the paper backing off of the acrylic piece, as you saw there. Sometimes I choose to leave it on, sometimes I choose to take it off. This one is completely opaque, like you can't see through it at all, so pulling it off wasn't a big deal. The only part you can see through is the little shiny piece that goes inside the heart. So I like the way that it came out, and we're pretty close to the end here, you guys. So I wanted to remind you to go check out what MK has for you on her channel today for Kit Conspiracy. This is our last official day of posting for this kit. I will have another video for you tomorrow, which is a bonus video. And then next week, since it's a short week, we don't have a new kit, but we are going to be using whatever we can from our kits all month long to finish out the month. So come back and check us out there. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you have questions or comments, please leave those down below. I will respond as quickly as I can. And I hope that if you enjoyed this video, you go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. I will be back again, like I said, tomorrow, and I will see you then. Oh, look, there's that little acrylic heart I forgot to mention. I just added that to bring that color up to that corner. See you then. Bye-bye.